Have you ever wanted to know how to manifest faster? In doing a review of episodes, I'm seeing that you are all loving Law of Attraction and manifestation episodes where I talk about how to be a manifestation master, the tips and tricks to learn what to do in order to manifest faster. And I had a question recently coming from a group of people that I was speaking to, and their question was resonant with the group, and it was, what if I've tried manifesting and it hasn't worked for me? So today I want to address these things because this is such an important topic in you being able to make more money with more ease and more joy and more fun and more flow. And you all know that this is your place to come each and every week for tips and tools on money, mindset, marketing, and manifestation to help you make more money in your business. If you don't know me yet, I'm Dr. Amanda, and that is my full-time jam. I love helping people make more money through getting energetically aligned, living in their zone of genius, and creating businesses that they love instead of that they feel like are prisons where they are working maybe even more than they were in their 9-to-5, and they're not making the money they want to make because they have money blocks going on. So if you haven't heard this yet from me, definitely make sure you go to take my Money Blocks profile. So if you go to www.moneyblocksprofile.com, it's a great way to get started, to start to understand your own unconscious blocks that are keeping you from making the money you want to make. And that is directly related to manifestation, because obviously most people think about manifestation from the place of, oh, I want to manifest more money. The interesting thing is that you're manifesting all the time. So in answering this question, what if I tried manifesting and it's not working? The truth is you're always, always, always manifesting. You're just not necessarily doing it consciously. So what happens is that we say we want one thing and we either get what we want, which would be aligned manifesting. That's you in alignment with your zone of genius and consciously creating your reality. So you're what Esther and Jerry Hicks call a deliberate creator, where you say something and you create it. That's aligned manifesting, right? That's when I call it your zone of manifestation. You're in your zone of manifestation. When you have competing commitments, so you've heard me say this before, competing commitment is when your unconscious and conscious are blocking each other because your unconscious belief system is keeping you from getting what you say you want. So a really easy example that I've used is, let's say you go, I want to create a 6-figure business and I want to feel good doing it and I just can't wait to be able to leave my 9-to-5, but you see yourself not taking action on creating the business, or you see yourself, you break through to $50,000 and then something happens and it sabotages and goes back to 30, and then you don't feel like you can leave your business, your 9-to-5. That would be a competing commitment. And you have competing commitments when you're not manifesting what you want. So manifesting simply means to make tangible something that you're thinking, right? Or even just to make something tangible. That's manifestation. We're making something concrete, something real, something tangible. So when we think about manifestation, I want you to drop that judgment you might have about manifestation as being a woo-woo kind of practice. Manifesting is something you're doing all the time. This morning when you got up and you decided I want a cup of tea and you went and made it happen, that's you manifesting. When you got up and went to work because you want to get the paycheck, that's you manifesting the paycheck. When you decided this morning, I want to, get a new wardrobe, and you went shopping and you got a new shirt, that's you manifesting. We overcomplicate it, and we often think like, oh, if I'm not manifesting $1 million, then I don't know how to manifest. You're manifesting all the time. So first own the power of yourself and know that you create your reality every single day. Nothing in the world is in existence without it having been started with someone's thought, right? The roads that we drive on, someone thought that was a good invention. The cars we drive, Henry Ford thought that was a good way to start. Tesla, electric cars, I could go on and on and on. We're all manifesting all the time. So drop the belief that you're not good at manifesting or that you don't know how to manifest, because if you really look at everything you have in your life, that's what you've manifested. So start there. That was a little bit of a side note from what I have in my notes for today, but I want you to just know that you're always manifesting. So now if you want to be a conscious, deliberate creator of your reality and you want to manifest faster, these are the tips I want you to follow. So number 1, get energetically aligned. Okay, so what does energetic alignment mean? I talked about it a little bit before about dropping competing commitments and being aligned, but I want you to know that energy is the master. By far, energy is the master. So you will know that you are aligned when you feel good when you wake up in the morning, and you feel good throughout the day. You feel a sense of joy. You feel a sense of focus and clarity and direction, and you have more ideas, and you're expansive in what you do and what you say and how you feel and who you attract. You'll know that that's full alignment. That's when you're really in a zone of manifestation, because you are saying and doing and then experiencing what you want. So that's manifestation, right? So energetic alignment is the most powerful thing you can do in order to start attracting what you want your way, because under the law of attraction, likes attract likes. So if you're in a state of joy, fun, flow, you're going to be attracting joy, fun, flow. If you're in a state of believing and knowing that you're powerful, you're going to attract more things to confirm that you're powerful and magnetic. And so you want to get energetically aligned, and you want to do whatever it takes to start that process. And I want you to start small. Let's say right now you're miserable and depressed and life is feeling crappy. You got to start somewhere, right? So just start doing one thing every day that brings you joy. Just ask yourself, what's one thing that could bring me joy today? And do that. And then you will start to shift the energy in a new direction. It's very unlikely that you're going to go from the very bottom to the very top of feeling good. So if you're feeling horrible, you're not going to overnight feel amazing. This is a step-by-step practice, okay? And that's number 2. I want you to create a manifestation ladder. So I think about this as a step-by-step approach to manifesting. So right now, let's say you're listening to or watching this and you're going like, I don't even know if I believe in manifestation. I want you to just start small. Start practicing with something small and do the manifestation ladder, where you start to increase your energy and your belief toward buying into this. So this would be a fun practice. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong by taking action every day in a joy-filled space and starting to manifest something really small, and prove to me that you can't do it. The thing is, these are universal laws. So the law of attraction does not discriminate. It does not discriminate. It's not like sitting there going like, oh, you're a good, quote unquote, good person. I'm going to bring you what you want. It's about your energy. It's about your belief systems. So you are creating it. It's not like the universe is punishing certain people and gifting certain people. It doesn't work that way. It's your energy, and it's your resonance with that frequency of what you believe, creating it through your thoughts, attracting it to you. So if you don't believe any of this, that's okay. Start small. You start with I've told this story before. I'm not sure if it was on here on Max Potential Money, but it might have been a group that I had. But I listened to a podcast of this guy who went out, and his quest was to prove The Secret wrong. So he was like, I'm going to do everything the book says to prove it wrong. And he went from being homeless and living under a tree to being a multi-billionaire. Really cool, right? He took action. In no way is manifestation you sitting there and just daydreaming about what you want to have. It's you getting clear energetically, feeling aligned, doing things that bring you joy, taking action in the direction, and then bringing it to you through opportunities that the universe opens because you're in action. That's your win-win exchange with the universe to manifest what you want. And just always remember, it's not discriminating against you thinking like, oh, I'm going to gift this to some people and not gift this to other people. Get your energy aligned, take action in the direction, and then know that your energy attracts similar or like energy. And this is partly why you want to drop negative people or negative things coming into your life, because that lowers your frequency and then you attract more of that. It's part of why I don't watch the news, because if you look at the news, it's like almost all about bad things that are happening in the world. And yes, those things are happening. It's not that I don't believe those are happening or that I, negate the idea that those are happening. It's just not what I choose to focus on, because I can make the most impact focusing on up-leveling myself and helping up-level you. And then we raise the frequency, and then more people get to raise their frequency. That's why I choose to do that. So get aligned energetically. So that could look like you doing little things you enjoy every day. It could look like you dropping toxic people from your life, people who complain a lot. It could be you stopping complaining. It could be you deciding I need to do a little exercise and get out in nature. If you're not doing these things yet, start with 5 minutes and start to up level. Then in the manifestation ladder, start small. Again, you're going to start small with your energetic alignment if you're really out of alignment, and you're going to start small with what you say you want to manifest. So if you don't even believe in manifestation, but you're intrigued and interested and you want to start to play with it, start with something small. Go, I want to manifest $5 this week. Just go like, okay, $5. And think about the $5 and start bringing it your way by focusing on it and going like, let's see if this is really real. I'm going to start with $5. And then as you move up the ladder, you'll notice as you get better and better at it, you'll start to have more and more confirmation and validation that it works, which then creates it's like a loop, right? A manifestation belief loop where you go, oh, this does work. Cool. I can't tell you how many clients I have. They'll be like, oh my God, listen to the coolest thing that ever just happened. I'm like, good that you're anchoring that and reminding yourself that you are a powerful manifester, because the more you believe that, the more that you create it. So just start yourself up the manifestation ladder step by step. Start small and make things bigger and bigger, and then you'll have exponential gains as you practice doing manifestation. Number 3, I call this a desire bridge. So you want to create a desire bridge. So the universe hates vacuums. And so if you create an empty space in your life of some wish that you have, some desire that you have, the universe wants to fill it. So you've got to start to get clear about what your desires are. So when you create a desire bridge, I'm talking about the desire bridge from your belief and your wanting and your desire to creating it, manifesting into your physical reality. And so that desire bridge is you first allowing yourself to want what you want and start to play into the visualization of it. And that's number 4, is visualize regularly. So I'll play with these two and we'll dive into those. So creating the desire bridge. When I very first started this practice, at the time, I didn't even really know it was manifesting. I just knew that sometimes when I would set goals, I would get really rigid in my thinking about it, and I'd get really black and white, and I'd get really like, I'm doing it hell or high water, which doesn't feel very good. And also I would limit myself based on what I had had in my history, and I would think like, oh, if I couldn't create this in my history, how am I going to create it in the future? So I'm only going to set goals that I'm certain I can achieve, which limits your potential. So I started playing with this idea of a desire list. So I got an Excel spreadsheet. At the time I was using Excel, and I got a spreadsheet, and I just started writing down all my desires every day. Every time something would come up, I'd write it down like, ooh, this is a desire. And I wrote everything I wanted on there. And the funny thing is, when I started this practice, I was on food stamps, and I hadn't bought new underwear in years. Like seriously, I hadn't bought no underwear in years, because it was like, okay, my kids need new clothes, or I need new underwear. The kids took priority, right? So I was on my list. The first thing I put on my list was new underwear. I was like, oh my God, it would be amazing to have new underwear, which I love to look back at this, because now I go like, cool, got that. And so many other things. But I started with something small, right? I was like, new underwear, that would be so awesome. Being able to go get a cup of coffee a week out at the coffee shop, awesome. Because at that time, like, I was not spending one extra penny on things like that. I had so many cool things. A standing desk. I was like, oh, I daydream about having like a motorized standing desk, which if I'm looking over to my side here, I have now. And I have this like dual screens, and I have like all the cool things I want in my office. And because I'm in this space so much, then at the time I wanted a new car because my car was breaking down. And I could just keep going on and on, but it was things that to me would be like, oh my God, that would be so awesome. And at the time, some of it was survival mode stuff and some of it was daydream stuff. And as I got better and better at allowing myself to want things and they started getting checked off the list, then the things got bigger and bigger. And you'll notice the same thing. So I want you to start a desire list and create a desire bridge, because then that vacuum gets created, because now the money has a pathway to come to you because you're clear about what you're going to do with the money, right? When we have no meaning around the money, we have no purpose for it, and it's just like we just put it out there, like we say we want something randomly, there's no vacuum for it. So I want you to create a vacuum with your desire bridge. So your desire bridge is the bridge from your belief and your desire to the tangible creation of it through that vacuum experience. Okay. And number 4, visualize regularly. So when you visualize what you want, you're training your brain to track for it. So this is called your RAS, your reticular activating system. Whatever we program into our mind that we repeatedly say we want and visualize having and think and feel and experience in our being, and we're like, ooh, what would it be like to have that? And we visualize it and we awaken the emotion, and you step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, then you start to track for it in your reality, and things start to happen to fulfill what you're visualizing. And it starts with your thought, right? So the first thing is like you're thinking about it. You're getting aligned, you're getting energetically aligned by raising your joy factor. You're starting the manifestation ladder by going like, I'm going to start with something small. You're getting more and more clear about what you desire through your desire list. And then you're visualizing things on a regular basis. And of course, there's strategy around visualization, and I can teach that in another episode or in a workshop. What I want you to start with here is just daydream having the thing you say you want and how it would feel in your being to have it. So not just having it. And I want you to start with something that you can really tangibly visualize. Don't go like way beyond, like if you're daydreaming about being a billionaire and that's so far from your reality right now, you visualizing that isn't going to help much, because in your being, you know, like I'm too far from that. That's kind of like a pipe dream. I don't want you to visualize in a way where you're just, if you're good at manifestation, do that. But if you're just starting and you're just practicing and you don't even know if you have buy-in to it, I want you to start small with your visualization, where it's like, oh, okay, I can imagine, let's say you want a new car. I can imagine buying a new car, and I want you to like imagine yourself sitting in the driver's seat, holding the steering wheel. If it's like leather seats, you're imagining yourself like in the leather seats, the smell of the leather seats, where you're going to drive, listening to the music, and how you feel in the experience of the new car. Just visualize that and just sit in that. If that's something that's you can visualize and it feels really good to you. Or let's say that you're wanting to break through to the next level in your business. Let's say you're 6 figures and you want to go to let's say you're just at the 6-figure, $100,000 mark, and you want to get to 250. I want you to imagine, okay, 250 is, $22,000 a month. I want you to start daydreaming about like, oh, what would it feel like to have $22,000 a month coming in? And how does that, what would I do with the money? How do I feel? Who am I talking to? What am I dressing like? Like start playing with it and visualizing. And you're just doing this throughout the day because you're training your brain to start living into the reality of that experience. And then your RAS is going to start tracking for opportunities for that. And then you're also signaling to the universe that it's true, because you're raising your vibrational frequency to match those desires by raising through the visualization, you're raising your feeling of having it, and you're visualizing it as if it's true. There's a lot of power in visualization, and there's a lot of research to show now actually that you can visualize something like building a muscle, and that you can actually grow muscle mass through visualizing doing bicep curls. Cool, really cool stuff. So visualization is very, very powerful. So start visualizing, start playing with it. So these are the ways that I want you to manifest faster. So I'm going to recap. Number 1, get energetically aligned. Number 2, build a manifestation ladder. So that's the step-by-step approach. Number 3, create a desire bridge. So I want you to have that desire list that creates a vacuum for you to attract things your way. And then number 4, visualize your desire list regularly. Like every item on your desire list, just, spend a little time and go like, ooh, what will it feel like to have my new underwear? What will it feel like to have a new car? What will it feel like to have a $250,000 a year business? What will it feel like to have the love of my life in be able to have a partnership that feels amazing? Like I want you to start daydreaming about these things, visualizing and stepping into the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It was Neville Goddard who originally said that, and I know Joe Dispenza says it a lot now too. So step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and that helps you be in the reality of it to create faster manifestation. And remember, the key number 1 thing is energetic alignment. Feel good attracts what you want into your life. When you feel joy, you feel love, you create more inspiration, you create abundance, and you attract what you want your way, because under the law of attraction, likes attract likes. So get energetically aligned. That's your number 1 focus, and then move through the rest of the steps. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear, where are you at in terms of manifestation? So my question to you, drop in the comments, is, do you believe in manifestation? manifestation? Are you someone who is practicing manifestation? Is this new to you? So just share in the comments what you think about manifestation and how it's working for you. Can't wait to hear from you. Of course, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, turn on notifications. And if you're on the podcast, leave a review, share this with some friends, and let's transform the world together through being powerful NFA moneymakers who make a huge impact in the world, raise the vibration of the planet, and have people doing what they love and feeling really freaking good. NFA money making high fives. Thanks so much for listening to or watching this episode of Max Potential Money. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and turn on notifications if you're watching on YouTube. Share it with your friends so we can build our NFA family. And if you're getting value from what you are learning here, you are definitely going to want to go to moneyblocksprofile.com. Again, that's moneyblocksprofile.com to learn your top money block that's limiting your income potential.